welcome to another episode of MetalTalk TV. And I'm joined today by Ben Savage, the lead guitarist and founding member of Whitechapel, who released their 8th album, Kin, on 29th of October. Hi, Ben. Welcome to MetalTalk.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Keeping the English kind of standards of discussion going. Yeah, it's a bit chilly in England. How's the weather in Tennessee?
It's rainy. So we're getting a little taste of what you guys go through all the time.
Yeah,
my roof is getting mossier as I speak.
Cool. So Whitechapel as a band, it's really impressive. Yeah, you've had the same lineup apart from drums since Zach joined in 2007. What's your secret?
We're just I guess we're all fans of each other. We're all friends. It's a brotherhood. I'm like the youngest in the band, so kind of like I would go see like concerts when I was young. I've seen like Alex and Zach perform, so I was like, and they were in like a very popular local band. So I mean, there's just like deep roots, with us, and we just kind of
cool.
Let us be ourselves.
Nice. And with Alex Wade and Zach, yeah, there's the three of you playing the guitars together. Yeah, that's all pretty cool. That how's that relationship? You must have kind of slightly different influences.
Yeah, we all compliment each other. Like if it fills in the cracks,
Yep.
with our songs.
And it must make it extra powerful when you play live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like, recordings, it's usually left and right panned. And then like they have like center guitar parts, so we could actually pull off recordings live and stuff and keep the power and energy.
Cool. And drummer wise, Alex Rudinger, he's now a permanent member of the band.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
So last album, The Valley, was very well received and showed a great development of your style. Hickory Creek must have been great to play live.
Yeah, that was a big one. I was always look forward to playing that one, and once we did, it was definitely a good vibe. Yeah, like you said.
And then you kind of released an acoustic version earlier in the year with all clean vocals, which is very different from your deathcore background in the early days. Are you happy how that was received?
Yeah, because I mean, our fans, they respect the stories and the the intent that was set in the Valley. So like having like an acoustic Hickory Creek just felt like another a nice little Easter egg, or just like a little just a little cherry on top from the Valley.
Yeah, Easter egg, that's a great way of putting that, actually. And the Valley was obviously a concept around Phil Bozeman's childhood. And with that album, you continued to drive Whitechapel in what some have called an unorthodox direction. But maybe I see it as more of a natural way bands develop as they grow over time. How would you describe the journey through the Valley to the new album, Kin?
Well, we had the Valley was a very important record, for us. I think probably the most important in our career, because it's kind of like it bears the seed of what became Kin, because we could kind of go off. We knew we wanted like a part 2 of the Valley story. So from that perspective, we could kind of make the structure to the music to fit like sort of that that heavy subject matter. So we could get more dramatic with the songs, like kind of like have it a very beautiful sounding part, like kind of build into this cathartic climax, and we could kind of explore more. And we wouldn't have been able to do that if we hadn't released the Valley. And just with the power of that story and and everything involved, it really helped.
And on Kin, you're still nicely brutal in places, though. So I mean, I think of the ones that made us really blast your eardrums, beautifully heavy, yeah. But then you slide into History is Silent, yeah, which with its acoustic mellow build up, and then Phil
Yeah.
sings "Sad to Say I Crave My Grave," and then bang,
Yeah.
it's still wonderfully brutal, yeah. But there's many more layers there now, yeah. It's pretty damn
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it just makes for a more interesting listen, um, just having all those parts in it, it kind of, it reels you in,
Mhm.
you know.
Oh, it certainly does that. Um, the first lockdown interview we did at Metal Talk was with Ryan Roxy, yeah, Alice Cooper's guitarist, yeah, who said
Oh, okay.
that lockdown would help to deliver some awesome new music as musicians now have more time. Yeah,
Yeah.
is was lockdown good or bad for you guys in the writing process? Did you spend more time or?
Yeah, we did. I mean, you know, um, it's a horrible thing that happened in the
Mm,
world, but it helped out with us. We've been, on this kind of this train, ever since we started. We've released 7 albums,
mhm.
and we toured behind every one of them. So like actually having an album that we could, completely focus on, it helped out a lot because we just wrote it the same as we write the past 4 records. We've been just get in a room and you know listen and grind it out. And but yeah, so we were all in the same room together, and it didn't hinder us at all, like because we all social distanced, and
Mhm.
we're kind of in a bubble, so we just kind of worked in the bubble too.
Yeah, I guess you all live reasonably locally to each other as well,
Yeah.
so that helped. And your wife Gillian, yeah. Speaking of local people, yeah, she did the artwork for the album.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
got like the Valley Point in there, so when you look at it, it's very much the successor to the Valley. Yeah.
it is. It's like the two personalities growing, from what was the Valley, whereas the Valley was like a true event story, kind of like happening around you.
Mhm.
This is happening, inside. So it's yeah, Jillian did the beautiful artwork. Like she's very scholared, and
It, it,
she
it,
knows
it,
she knows what she's doing.
it's a very impressive piece, and it's one of those things that you're not going to get the same effect with on a CD as you would with that great big bit of vinyl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like it was done on 12 by 12-inch canvas. So if you get the vinyl, it's the same exact size as the actual
Wow.
artwork. So
Okay.
it's yeah,
Oh,
it's it's
that's
it's
pretty.
really impressive just looking
Mm,
at it like close up, because each dot was hand poked,
really.
so you could really see each one has a little. It's different. It's a little personality in it.
Wow. Patience of a saint. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It took her a month for 8 hours a day.
Wow. Wow. Impressive. Can we talk about some tracks? So I've been lucky enough to hear the album a few times already, and
Cool.
I'll just go through a few of the tracks, yeah, and give you my thoughts, and then you can kind of jump in.
Yeah.
Lost Boy. So I love the transition from heavy, yeah, through the clean vocal section to the rip roaring guitar solo outro, yeah, where
Hmm.
Phil's singing "We're in this together, you're mine forever." That's your outro solo there, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Solo. Yeah, just so like at the beginning, I kind of wanted to kind of imitate the what Phil's first singing vocals, like underneath my shadow was a snake, that melody. I
Hmm.
kind of brought that in as like just like a starting point for the solo, and then I just kind of went from there. We just kind of like improvised until the end, just kind of seeing what worked, kind of going back, you know doing that until we were satisfied with it. Something a solo that feels like it's just like driving you,
Yep.
just driving you forward.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Anti-Cure. Yeah. It's got an epic quieter opening. Yeah. Builds beautifully. It's a really good example of how the differing vocal styles kind of fit together. And you got a
Hmm.
fantastic Eddie Van Halen guitar squeal about 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love those things because they just kind of cut right through the mix, and then you could just kind of get just wacky with it, and it just kind of sounds like unhinged, you know.
And Orphan. So he sings it. It's just the way it is. How did I find myself to be so pitiful and vulnerable? Yeah, it's a slower, emotional song. Yeah, with another fantastic guitar solo section in.
Yeah, that solo, I just could hear the melody in my head at the beginning, like so just one of those things. I had it worked out in my head, like just like the first maybe 15 seconds of it, and then we just kind of just improvised. I try to learn. I got a guitar lesson from one of my favorite guitarists, Jake Sinninger from Humphreys McGee,
Right.
and he taught me a lot of cool guitar tricks to use. So I definitely applied it all over like the record.
So improvisation is more your style rather than sit there and
Yeah, and just work it out by myself. I'd rather like improvise and just kind of have our producer Mark Lewis like tell me if it's good or not.
right. Okay.
Just kind of have a back and forth.
And then we move to the kind of two joined up songs, if you like, Without You, yeah, with the wonderful picked acoustic guitar, yeah, which
Yeah.
then runs into Without Us, which is an awesome example of how three guitars can work with that heavy, thunderous opening chugging riff. Yeah, it's a massive piece that for me is quite goosebumpy.
Oh,
Can you talk
good.
about how you paired the two songs together and why you kind of split them apart? Yeah, because it's almost like
Without You,
part
Without
A.
Us.
Yeah.
Well, that acoustic guitar part is actually just a rendition of the chorus in Without Us. It's just like done more. I guess there's more. It's just different chording underneath it, different phrasing, like with the guitar, so it sounds like it kind of a different song, but it's just the same melody as the chorus of Without Us. But Phil came up with that opening idea, the on Without Us, the chugging, dun, 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 just with the toms, and then it breaks into the halftime. Yeah, Phil had that idea, and he was really adamant. Like we could turn this into something cool. And then we took it and just kind of wrote a song around it. That was like honestly the hardest song to write for the record, because I don't know. It's like the longest we worked on a song. It was just like we couldn't like quite like get it done,
right,
until yeah, we kind of cut some stuff, like trimmed it, and then came up with that the bridge section, and that kind of brought it home.
Oh, definitely.
Made it more dramatic.
Oh, it's fantastically dramatic, isn't it? From the quiet opening, yeah, and then it just goes boom, yeah.
Yeah, that song is the big battle. That's the because the story of Ken is linear, so it starts from the beginning, the story, and then it tells it all the way till the end. So Without You, Without Us, that's the battle of the two selves,
right,
in hand. Yeah, coming to
yeah.
a head.
Yeah, that makes more sense now then. Yeah. And then obviously you finish on Kin, yeah, which is like 2 minutes 40 seconds of heartfelt loss from the lyrics with some beautiful guitar, and then drums and a fantastic riff, and then the most melodic solo in there. It's wonderful, yeah, and it's a really impressive way to end the album. Yeah, can you describe the title and its meaning and its significance as the album title?
It's well, it's kin means related to, so it's basically him and his evil self, like from the valley. He created two personalities, the evil and his true reality. So it's basically his true reality, like telling his evil self to go separate ways and kind of like dissolve. And yeah, so yeah, the music's real, just like kind of like reflective, and I don't know, it just builds into this, big, solo, which feels like it's kind of like you want it to feel like it's tearing apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're tearing apart and they're
Mm-hmm.
separating and kind of like particleizing away, and make it feel like it's final, like there's a finality
Yep.
in the story. So yeah,
Yeah.
that just started with a little acoustic guitar riff that my wife liked. She said, "Oh man, that's nice. It's a nice melody." And yeah, I just took that and kind of wrote the song around it.
Oh, cool. You were distracting her while she was creating as well, then, yeah.
Well, that was all before she started working on the
Oh,
painting.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Great. I mean, I really love the album. I'll just pick some of the songs there, and it all meshes to well. It all meshes together really, really well. So, you've been over to the UK a few times, Bloodstock a couple of times, downloads. You like touring Europe? Any plans
Oh
to
yeah,
visit us
love
again?
it. Well, I mean, it's just hard in this. Nothing's booked yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's yeah, it's hard because we got a great booking agent in Europe after we released the Valley. Like that kind of like got us some new the powers that be, took notice, and we got a new booking agent. We haven't been able to really use that to our advantage yet since the pandemic happened.
Yeah, no,
So
it's really difficult. I guess it must be difficult in the US as well, trying to get gigs sorted out. Everyone basically wants to tour right now, don't they?
yeah. So well, I mean, we got a couple gigs, couple tours lined up for next year.
Ah, okay,
Um,
cool.
so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, excellent. So, look, congratulations on Kin. I think it's an excellent album, and I think it puts you as a band in a really interesting space. I really like it, and I really
Thank
like
you.
to hear a band developing over many years. You must be all pretty damn proud of how it's come out.
Yeah, we're very excited for everyone to hear it, have our fans listen to it, dig in, because I mean, our fans really love the Valley. We got the best response we've gotten out of all of our albums on that.
Mhm.
So I think this, the continuation of it, it's just like it's going to be exciting. It's like watching, like a movie, like Kill Bill
Yeah,
1 and then, Kill Bill 2 came out.
yeah,
Everyone's wanted to see it.
yeah.
But
Cool,
yeah.
cool. And yeah, hopes for the future then.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Thanks for the in-depth, analysis of the songs and stuff. And that's nice to hear like input from it. So
Yeah, no,
appreciate it.
that's cool. Any message for the fans?
Um, uh, Ken comes out October 29th, and can't wait for you to listen. Wait for you to listen
Yeah,
to it. And thank you so much for your support.
yeah, no, brilliant. Ben Savage, Whitechapel, yeah, like you say, Kin's out 29th of October. It's definitely worth many listens for everyone. Ben, thank you. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Good night, Steve. Thank you, man.